With me is Sam Corson, the CIO for Freescale. I'm going to be sharing with the audience.
Well, Ray Bender is going to make a presentation, and then I think we're going to talk about issues that CIOs are seeing these days, and the new technologies that we're deploying, and just have a nice give and take on what's going on in IT. I've been the CIO at Freescale now for 4 years. Prior to that, I was the CIO at NCR Corporation for 7 years, so I'm actually going on my 12th year now in the CIO job. Freescale is actually originally was the semiconductor business within the Motorola company. And Motorola actually was one of the very first semiconductor manufacturers. And so this started back in the early 50s. And in late 2004, Motorola spun their semiconductor business out of Motorola, and that's what Freescale is today.
One of the things that we're doing these days is CIO peer research program. And what do you think is a critical success factor for a senior IT leader that makes their career great?
Okay, I think the most important success factor for an IT leader is to understand both the technology that they're delivering within the company, but how that technology improves the business. Because it's the application of the technology to improve the business in some way that really drives the value. And if you don't understand both sides of that equation, the technology and how it can help the business, then you're not optimizing the effect IT can have.
So most IT leadership now are really business professionals.
Absolutely, and the key issue has become what I call business value management. We'll probably talk about that some today here. But that really means working closely with the business to make sure that you're driving the maximum value for the IT investment the company is making.
Well, really, it's a great pleasure to have you on the panel, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
Thanks very much.
With me is Christy Browder with Connect Worldwide. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
Well, Christy's on our panel this morning at the Austin CIO Panel Forum, and we're really proud to have her on the panel, and I'm looking forward to her sharing her knowledge. Christy, what are you going to be sharing with everyone today?
Well, I've been in Austin all my life, so I have actually seen quite a few familiar faces here today, many of whom I've worked with. And throughout my career, we've had to deal with downsizing organizations in IT, as many people have. And the way we've been able to do that and still keep our businesses running is through selective sourcing. Complementary sourcing is what I call it sometimes, as opposed to outsourcing. Outsourcing sometimes has a negative connotation to it. But so in my most recent job, we were given a very short window to accomplish getting outsourcing done, and we used a company in Mexico called Fourth Source that gave us same time zone capability and very inexpensive resources compared to even what it's costing us now in the Far East or in the eastern countries, because of Mexico's trying to develop their economy there and develop that middle class. And so it's turned out to be an excellent way to flip an infrastructure very quickly using outsourcing. And then we also use resources in the cloud in terms of our applications.
Well, you have a very impressive background. I saw it on LinkedIn. Tell me a little bit about your career back in Motorola.
Well, I was at Motorola for 10 years and primarily focused on semiconductor and the manufacturing side of the business. It was probably the best years of my life in many ways in terms of career development. Motorola had so many resources to develop people as they were starting out in their technology careers. And when I left Motorola, we were doing the consolidation of the manufacturing facilities and the IT organizations so that we could transition them over to a corporate infrastructure, and eventually Motorola went with a very large outsourcing contract for their IT teams.
So for people that are not able to make it today at our event, are there a couple of sound bites that you would like to leave for them about the future of IT?
Well, I always say keep the faith.
Keep the faith?
When you're in IT, it's always a huge roller coaster ride. And it goes with the economy, but it always lags a little bit behind the economy. And I think that as we see our economy turn around, you'll slowly see that the IT portion of the economy turn around. But in the business that I'm in, supporting a user group for Hewlett-Packard, we even will turn a little bit slower because we provide training resources and education resources and networking, and that even seems to follow even at a little slower pace on that turnaround. So, but keep the faith.
Well, thank you so much for being here this morning, and we look forward to hearing more from you on the panel.
Thank you very much.
With me is Mike Beamer. He's with National Instruments. Good morning, Mike.
How you doing, Tony?
Very good. Thank you for being on the panel today. What do you do at National Instruments?
I'm the IT Applications Director, and what our group is responsible for is all the internal software solutions. So for manufacturing systems, financials, sales, marketing, our award-winning website, ni.com, and business intelligence, our group is responsible for meeting with our internal business customers, figuring out what they need, and either building custom solutions or procuring third-party solutions and get them implemented to meet all the business needs.
What does National Instruments do?
National Instruments is a leader in what's called the test and measurement area, and so any physical device that's manufactured, scientists need or engineers need to verify that it's going to meet the specifications. Our products help those engineers determine how to build a better product.
Well, Mike's on our panel this morning. What are you going to be sharing with people that were not able to make it, and also for the audience today?
So the topic of the panel is rightsizing IT in today's economy, and to me this is where IT shines in an environment like this. So one of the things that I emphasize in my organization is, hey, this is MacGyver time. You guys may remember MacGyver from the old 80s sitcom days. So we're not going to necessarily be going out and buying the latest and greatest technologies or buying new applications. So we're going to leverage our creative genius, and we're going to solve a lot of great business problems with what we already have in house. And it's a very liberating experience we found for the folks on our team, and we're having a lot of fun with it.
That's really great insight. One of our CIO peer research that we're doing, the program we're doing these days, is about CIO critical success factors for a person's career. In your role, what do you think some of the critical success factors to be a great IT leader?
For me, it is, and everybody's path is a little bit different, but I came up as an IT professional, and but I also came up with a very strong business acumen, and I always, even when I was just pure coding, I was always thinking about the business implications of that. And so it's that combination, I think, that is really key. If you're looking to be a CIO or IT leader, is to be able to talk the business talk, but also understand the technology. And for me, that kind of balance is critical.
That's really great insight. Well, thank you for being on the panels this morning, and we'll look forward to hearing more from you.
Thanks, Tony.
With me is Dr. Ray Bender, the president of WRB Consulting. So what are the topics that you actually covered yesterday and also today?
Well, primarily what we were talking about yesterday is what I call lack of capacity. It's organizing IT based on the demands of the business, based on the strategy of the business. We talked a little bit about alignment. We talked about what I call peopleware, the people aspect of the business, making sure you have the right staff with the right skills to do the right job. The biggest challenge I think that CIOs face, even though there are new technologies like the cloud and virtual computing and container computing that are driving some conversations, it still boils down to you have to have the right people with the right skills to do the job. One of the best takeaways I got from Sam Croson at Freescale was you have to maintain agility. It doesn't matter. Right now you may be getting smaller, but tomorrow it may change. You may have to get larger. So it's still about people. It's still about agility.
I think this is going to be a great event again. For those of you guys that are not able to make it, Dr. Ray Bender has been awesome, and we saw him in action yesterday in San Antonio and today in Austin. So I look forward to your presentation and workshop style again today.
Thank you, but no pressure on me, right?
No pressure on you. This is Tony Huang, the founder of TechExecs. We're in Austin at the CIO panel forum. With me is Mike Petty, the regional vice president for Texas at Time Warner Cable business class.
Part of our mission and values is associated with being tied to the community, and being able to underwrite this type of an event really kind of sets us right in line with some of the localism that we have in our community involvement. Being part of this event today, it was not only about understanding key issues within IT and so forth, but it was the networking availability and being able to connect with one another and not only understand, from a let's see who each other are, but they can talk about some of the key issues that each other's dealing with and how they solve those within their own companies and get ideas and bring those back to their own group while we all try to accelerate our businesses.